let's look at an example. Now, this happens to be perhaps a more traditional example, a couple that had spent their lives building up their business, had now reached that age, 60, they were approaching retirement, realized they weren't going to be passing the business along to the kids, and wanted to evaluate what life could look like if they were to sell the company. To this point, business had been booming, EBITDA of about $5 million. Now, like a lot of business owners, they had been plowing most of that right back into the company, taken out enough to pay off the mortgage on their home. But other than that, not a big nest egg. They'd saved up about $1 million, not to say that's a small number, but most of that inside of their 401k retirement plan. So if they were going to sell these proceeds, this was going to be it. And they definitely had some goals they wanted to accomplish. It needed to replace the income they'd been drawing from the business and support their spending budget, which was about $25,000 a month, $300,000 per year after taxes. One of the couple had grown up in Colorado and always had a dream of purchasing that ski chalet condo in Vail where the family could come on holidays and through the winter. If there was still enough left over, look, the kids were grown and really had established their own careers, but the sellers were interested in sharing some of that success with family members. And likewise, one of the couple served on the board of a local nonprofit, so they did have some interest in helping out charity. Now, they were looking at a couple of different offers for their business. They had hired a broker who was running a traditional deal process for them and had found two potential suitors. One of them was a competitor interested in making a cash offer for their business, 6 times their EBITDA, $30 million. They were also talking to a private equity firm, a firm that was interested in buying the majority equity interest in the company and then doing a recapitalization, putting some debt on the new entity. So the seller would end up with a $24 million cash payment up front, and they would roll over equity into this new company with the hopes that there would be a second bite at the apple 5 years down the road. Now, this started to lead to some questions. With both of these offers on the table, the sellers were wondering, well, which of these deals is going to be better for me? Are either one of them going to be enough to make sure that we've got enough to secure our spending for the rest of our lives and buy the second home? And then what about some of those other goals? Well, again, this is where a wealth manager like Bernstein can be helpful by addressing and quantifying how the terms of the deal can meet these objectives.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications about new videos and interviews. And introduce yourself in the comments. Are you a buyer or a seller?